If only I had found a gecko leash with an inscription on it. I would have immediately leashed him. The bracelet from Amandu appears a genuine artifact. So we can trace it? Dear mistress, please do not abandon me like that again. Even if I was playing along. Oh, he was playing along. Were you scared? For you, yes. Despite all this time together, you still do not understand my ethical core. This thing that I was trying to click on last time. I wondered if the thing Tapi gave us was a compass, but no matter how I've fiddled with it, it only points where I point it. Indeed, mistress. In my opinion, it has more of the appearance of a spatial calculator. Spatial calculator. Indeed, mistress. Somehow, by leveling the rings, one outputs the direction of whatever it is the device is intended to calculate. Well, why don't I do that then? Oh, and here's the shackle over here on top of the books where it belongs. My room isn't a mess. Came from an observatory. I still don't know what it is. Oroy might recognize it. We'll go back there someday. Hey! It's my gecko. What'd I tell you about stripes? What did I tell you about stripes? Striped geckos. The best. How did the gecko come with us? I do not wish to talk about it, mistress. It was in his pants. That's how. Let's start sailing. What'd I tell you about striped geckos? Salt of the earth. Salt of the moon. Oh, this was labeled Age of Sail Site. It's now Amadu's laboratory. Trader getting a trace. Also from Renba's dig site, we'd recover more shards of iron. Was this really Renba's lost observatory? I know enough to find this site. Yeah, I want to go here now. And then we'll go to the Withering something. Wound up being called Gecko because you ran out of names in the... Yeah, it didn't seem like it would loop. Like, that they would let me loop back to the beginning. I missed the turn. They're like starting you out like right at the fork. Yeah, this is maybe the longest that we've ever traveled in one shot. Maybe it'll pop up some conversations for us to have. Yeah. Was that, again, a missed turn? Yes. Bad luck. Having to time travel backwards twice. so early in a trip. I'm gonna wear out my time machine. I don't think we went along a place called the Edge before. Like, to get here. Ho ho, see what I found. I would guess it dates from ancient trimes? Yes. Trimtits. An inscription on the casing. Start of a fragment of text. Forever. Life. Life isn't correct anymore. I'm not saying it was wrong. And that can't be forever. Sure it can't. So it exactly starts with C. Well, no, I don't know for sure that that's C, but it could be. Oops. Forever. And that's not it's not my or forever. All right, well, we'll narrow it down someday. Heart. Heart rests now? Yeah, sure. Belong to a pirate. You know, pirates and their heart rest. As it comes from the same place as the warning amulet in the chart. Just a guess. No basis for that reasoning. I love this. I love this, like, completely fake science. Where she's just like, I can look at a thing and just guess the answer. Like, this doesn't seem like the word for forever, so it must be, chair. This thing that I found on a random broken house in the middle of an asteroid in the void, this looks like it probably came from the same place as that tablet that we found. Airless ruin. I got it. Oh god, not just much harder, but impossible. Or it would need to be a different game. It would need to be, you know, an ornate nebula map. Sick. Because then it would be like the Gostak. Oh my gosh, we've never seen this symbol. It's crazy. Follow me to a place where incredible feats are attained every hour or so. Friends? Can't have a map to friends. Follow me if you can. There we go. Is that a challenge hidden in the ground? A moon farther. Oh, really now? Where? What? What? Crazy.
For the longest time, Mayari didn't know about the Nightingale. I would hitch lifts with robot couriers to Elbereth, then slip away to play aboard the ship. Until one day, when Oroi reckons she could figure out how to launch it. And of course, I didn't know how to stop. I pretty much crashed into the dock on Iox.
By the rivers? What's by the rivers? A ruin? Can I investigate it with my robot? There's a treasure trove of ruins. There's a ruin from the earliest days of the nebula. I will investigate. Yeah, it's fun. If you go back, recover a scrap of a book filled with minute scrawl. It must have come from somewhere close by. Sure. I'm gonna say it's blurry and unreadable. It's fun if you go and look at what game was it? Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright. There was a part in there where you're in some like catacombs or something. You find like some ancient text, and he's like, "What does it say?" He's like, "This is no language that I've ever seen before, but I think I can piece together some of it." And he just recites like a 4-minute long like. So they found a silver bell, and they rung the bell, and everybody got sick. And this is this, and they put those silver in the water, and this and that, and they drunk the thing, and whenever this happened, and I'm like, if this was really a language that you barely knew anything about, you would look at this entire inscription, you would go, I think that's the word for silver, and that's the word for doom, and that's all I got. Instead, he went on for minutes about what, exactly what it said. Uhart should gods hold of. The translation is clearly incorrect. No should. And it's funny how there isn't really anything to this. Like, it's not like there's a challenge here to the thing that I'm sitting here doing. But it's still actually kind of fun gameplay. It's fun to sit here and do that. Correct with hold for no reason. Heart also must be right, if you say so. Gods hold heart? Which gods hold? That's my. That will do for now. New site. And a holy book. I wonder what gods they had. Well, read the book and then you'll know. The map and the battered compass that we found adrift in the rivers must have been. Okay, so that I think was just narrowing down this somewhere distant. The darkness that ooh, maybe this is the actual end game. Without a river to sail on, the journey is impossible. That finding that that distant moon is the final boss. And yeah, I think they probably did. That would be fun, right? To just come up with a bunch of, you know, to go, here's these 20 or 30 glyphs. And, you know, we're going to have a bunch of things we need to, that we're trying to say. And just go, and just go, yeah, for each of these concepts, just pick whatever combination of these 20 glyphs you think best expresses that word. Or there might be even more than 20 of the glyph. You know, like there's the little comma, there's the O with a smaller O in it. There's probably more than 20. There might be like 30 or so. And there are some that I haven't seen yet, because we just saw a new one for the first time, and that last one looked kind of like a question mark, maybe. A shipwreck? Where? 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 Apparently I missed it. Nope, there it is. Where's the day for ancient times? Wait, mistress. Found a scrap of a flag. It's floating out there. It says going out of business sale. See, there's the question mark again. We never saw those before. Oh, maybe it's when, because I think that's time related. Right. The circle in a circle has something to do with time. Oh, this could be sky. If that's star, this could be sky. When Sky God left you. Hmm? Oh, did I miss a thing? I must have missed it. Got some nice looking rocks. Clouds. It's pretty. I wonder if this started as just this sailing simulator, and then later they're like, what kind of game could we put in here? They're like, these 3D graphics took way too long to make. What can we do instead? And they're like, well, you could just draw every you know, draw each character doing things from a certain angle, and we'll just use all of those sprites. How close are we, by the way? We're close. Hey, Jade. Yeah, I would not put the sailing as my favorite part of the game. The conversations and translations are fun. The exploring, like walking around and exploring, is a little bit of a pain, partly because of what I had said about sometimes it's hard to see like what dot you're trying to oh, there's a car alarm going off. I'm like, what is that? I hope it's not my car. So actually, I guess I don't know what my car alarm sounds like, which is kind of a problem, right? Narrative Engine Inc. First was 80 Days, a mobile game with more super non-linear gameplay. 2 to 3 hour playtime so you can replay much more quickly. It's a lot of words. Why use many word when few word do trick? Oh, this isn't the observatory, it's just a ruin. Model carved from copper. No inscription. Worthless. Back in the saddle. Don't turn right. We have a word for that, 6. It's called left. Left in style, ever X. There's something here. We'll need to hop her down. But good evening. Haven't learned the word for left yet. I only have hints of what it might be.
Was nothing but cold, cruel rock.
Oh, is this the one from the beginning?
It could never.
The whole game is a flashback because you start off
and yet,
climbing a slope.
Someone had been here, and someone was still standing guard.
Oh, that's creepy. This is an unforgiving place, unlike other types of rocks, which forgive you immediately as soon as you step on them. You're like, I think I'll walk on this path, and all the rocks in the path are like, I forgive you. Must have been something important about this place. Something that made this thing worth building. How old would you say this site was? 6? Based on the weathering of the god statue. I didn't say you had to use science. Just guess. Like when the age of sail was flourishing. They might have established some kind of observatory out here to study the rivers. The way Remba should have cared about that, I don't know. The guardian of this place. We've seen this one before, 6. I still don't know who you are. Let's see a way up there. What would you want to climb up there, mistress? Because I'm part gecko, that's why. I'm a gecologist. If there's a god here, I want to find out what it thinks it's doing. Why must humans insist on standing on things to understand them? Shouldn't you stand under it? Perhaps this path leads along to the statue. Up here, 6. Don't complain. Bless the goddess. So there's a... Oh, it's a pan-up reveal shot!
Where a mountain had been plucked out like a rotten tooth. And something had been built across the wound.
What are we looking at? I have no idea, mistress. Can you scan it? Scan it? Scan for what? It is a hole. So you can't tell me anything? What's it made of? Here's something which may or may not be interesting. The tiles lining its surface are a metallic pottery composite. A what composite? Metallic pottery. Heat resistant, reflective, conductive. So there's a there's this whole, if you've heard of it, there's like the sovereign citizens movement, right? Where there are people who it's actually kind of hard to describe. Like you have to read a lot of it before you start to like get what's going on. But there are people who are basically like, oh, I don't have to follow any laws. Like I found a loophole. Somebody told me there's a loophole that, you know, oh, there's gold fringe on this flag. This courtroom doesn't count. And, oh, you spelled my name without a thing. That doesn't count. Oh, you sent me like a super official letter that's like, you are going to jail if you don't report to the thing. But you put my name in all caps. Only corporations' names go in all caps, so you must not be talking about me. You're just talking about a corporation that coincidentally has the same name as me. And they have all of these like weird things that they think will get them out of legal trouble. And one of the thing we were just saying about, why don't you stand under it in order to understand? They get so specific about certain words because they think that you can get out of things with that. That, you know, that particular words have these very specific meanings. And, like, they're like, if a policeman asks you, do you understand? Well, understand means stand under. So if you say yes, then that means that you're acknowledging his authority to whatever. So as long as you say no, like that, or as long as you say, no, I don't stand under you, it's like, that's the magic word and he has to let you go. There's like hours and hours of crazy footage that you can find of people, like, arguing with judges and with cops and all of this stuff, like just completely off the wall ideas that, oh yeah, you can totally just get away. You don't need a the funniest, the thing that they're most known for, I think, is the whole like traveling versus driving thing. That you don't actually need a driver's license because something in the Magna Carta from 1581 says like, oh, America. Well, okay, it can't be the Magna Carta. But something out there says, oh, Americans have the right to freely travel. No one can restrict the Americans' right to travel, right? And that's somewhere in some old thing. And it's like, oh, and then there's some other old thing that defines driving as operating a motor vehicle for commercial purposes. So as long as you put a sticker on the back of your car that says, I am not engaged in commerce, you don't need a driver's license. You don't need insurance. You don't need your car registered. It's baffling. And it's definitely a rabbit hole that you can fall down and spend like hours and hours watching this stuff. And I was just reminded of it because of the stand understand thing. Where do they even get enough metal for this crater? Don't people sift streams for iron? Oh, so do they only know about like metallic dust? They don't mine it. Mine ore. They just sift for it. I can't get through there. I don't have the jetpack yet. I didn't open the chest that had the jetpack in it. I might have a little bit of trouble beating the game. Just wait. What is it? Do you think... Gravity? Turning you off. There's gotta be a way. I've had enough of you. Please, mistress, I'm not fooling. The gravity within the crater is lower than the gravity outside it. Saying you can see gravity? Indeed, mistress. After a fashion. Oh, what's that? There's a structure over there. With a mast. For a flag? I suspect it is functional. Just a guess. There must be some way to reach it. I believe the rock promontory ahead is blocking the path. Either a structure was built around it, or else the surface has subsided. Subsidence would suggest water in the soil, wouldn't it? It would! Which I find implausible. There's a way up. Get that butt. Markings on the butt. Or the legs. Or the feet. I've seen people write entire things talking about like what the origin of that is, and with some cases it's that there's a feeling that Home of Snake, is that where we are? Oops, that's not right. Oh wait, I can. Metal here. Yeah. I'm waiting for the day when I actually just translate a whole thing with words that I already know. Right? Is that might be coming up someday? She'll be like, nah. Whoops. Whoops. Alright, so not star. Alright, we've learned the word sky, for sure. Not tooth. I don't know why I ever thought that meant tooth. What else could it mean? Tongue? Eye? Oh, that's why, because it's it looks like the word for smile. Yeah, maybe it's tooth. I mean tongue. Sky god. Oh, if that's home, this is near or guards? Guards sounds like the thing you would put on a statue. Is this some kind of serpent god? Oh, yeah, look like one. How can my gravity be low? Is this dish some kind of machine? Some kind of metal gear? The dish is just as it appears, a curved tile floor, but perhaps the moon's density itself is low. Yeah, hey, wait a minute. If these are so tiny, how are we even standing on them? Gravity should, like, it should actually be moon gravity. It should be bouncing around. Oh, there's a walkway. Well, that makes things easier. Stairs. The original jetpack. I'm hitting a button. There. Catch me if I fall. What an idiot remark.
The ledge halfway down was wide enough for walking. Wide enough for robots too.
Oh, look what I found! Witness! It's not the witness. Oh wait, are these carved like all the way around? No. The metal is stained. Just a little, but it's there. As though something once grew on these tiles. There's no water here. Something at the center. A cover? Looks like it has handles. Covered well? No way I keep my balance on the slope if I try to climb down. There's some big holes to go sliding into. I was going to find a section that hasn't shattered. Can I get her to look at the stuff? Maybe once I get down there. What observatory built into a well? No moisture. Shouldn't I be wearing a spacesuit? Wait a minute. This game's actually very silly. Why am I not? I just land on a thing and go, oh, I'll be able to breathe. I'll be able to, like, not dry out either. A place with no moisture in the air. On a world where a cup of water is enough to buy a goat? I think that's the exchange rate.
The scale of the place was mind-boggling. It must have been built by giants for giants.
Oh, there's my water meter. Or something. By the goddess and her imposters? The air is so thin here. Like I was saying, spacesuit. Evidently, it is clear this place was intended for robot workers. Definitely something inside here. A puzzle? I think it's a puzzle. It's hard to make out. This looks like the word for door. Only it won't the word for open. I still have the poker. By the wind. Can you batter it down? No. I could use the button, however. The locking mechanism is internal and magnetic. Okay. Amadu's Observatory, right? Corridors of machines. That's what Amadou said.
A dark, cramped space, stuffed with metal and pipes and wires. It was like I'd turned into an ant and was now crawling around inside the robot.
Let's see what's up here. Does this one work? I do not believe so, mistress. Seems a lot of the wiring here has been rendered purely decorative by time. Good thing control downstairs still works. Or we'd be stuck in here. We could jump. There's no gravity. No gravity. No rules. Some kind of control panel. Do they have children working here? Based on its position, just under the window, this must control something out there. I can't see how to use it. Oh, what's... There's dots. Can I look at these dots from here? Something written here. It's one of several words. I can say that again. Watch me. Labor is of Oh, we didn't even get to try. Ramps. This site wasn't managed by humans at all. Someone oversaw this site from here. A regulator? Can't have been a good job. It's uncomfortable, cramped. But robots do not care. Place was clearly abandoned. No disaster, no destruction. Whatever it once was, it became obsolete. These doors seem stuck. I get my fingers in, but they won't budge. Power to that section appears to have failed. Hey, Faded. We're having fun. We found a place with a giant old disc. I'm not some kind of plumber. I didn't ask you to plumb. So this is the whole room, and there's no... Oh no, wait, there's an open... There's an open door up here.